What is going on, you beautiful motherfuckers? It's Trelli here, and we are back with nothing that you've probably seen before. Well, it's Smite. You guys have seen Smite before, right? Yeah, you guys have seen Smite before. But we are doing some hot. I wanted to try something different, alright? I'm going to start by saying that I am playing Body Swap, and it has nothing to do with the gameplay, so don't even pay attention to it. I just don't want to be talking to a blank screen. Moving on. So, I was thinking of doing semi-monthly thing where I tell a funny life story that's true and that sort of thing. You can't do it too quickly because then you run out of stories like a month in. So that's what the plan is. And as you can probably tell by the title, which I don't know what the title is yet because I don't know how to word this, it's gonna be something about breaking my friend's nose. By the way, this is I picked Wukong for this guy and he picked Arachne for me, so I'm not trying to do a 1v1 duel. This is just what happened. By the way, we got your boy Hard QQ chilling in the call just because he's a nice guy and he might add some fire to this commentary if it ever gets stale. So yeah, Hard, say what's up.
Probably. Yeah, what's up, dude? Holy shit, Pink Punisher. Okay.
By the way, he's playing Dark Souls. All right, guys.
Pink
so
Punisher is the real deal.
So we're gonna go back. I don't know how far we're going back. I'm thinking, I think this was 6th. It was definitely between 6th and 7th grade. I'm a freshman in college now. Do the math. So to disguise the identities of these people, we will call them. Let's see. Ryan will be getting his nose broken, and Skylar will be the other friend in the story. Now, it started off as any other day. I don't know if you guys know. You guys definitely don't know this. I used to be obsessed with parkour. Like, no bullshit. I would flips at the off walls and shit. I used to love parkour. It was everyone knew us. Our little squad is the parkour squad. It was badass. I promise. It sounds not cool now, but back then it slayed pussy. Anyways, so we were at. I know it sounds lame, but we were at the park doing some parkour, right? And a kid who I want to say was in 5th or 4th grade. He was younger than us for sure. He rolls up to said park. It was in the woods. It wasn't open. You couldn't really see where we were. And he rolls up in his golf cart because everyone has golf carts where I live. Trust me. And we're sitting there doing backflips off shit, minding our own business. And this kid walks up, who I did not name. This is a random kid. I forgot to give him a name. I didn't really know him, so there's no reason to really name him anyways. So, homeboy walks up. Yeah, random kid walks up, parks his golf cart. We're sitting there doing flips. Yo, he kind of had a country accent, but I'm gonna not mock it for obvious reasons. So, he's like, that's pretty cool. You guys are doing flips. We're like, hell yeah, dude. We're the baddest motherfuckers alive. And he was like, blah blah blah. And I forgot the names I gave the kids. What did I say? I said Skylar. Fuck. Alright, so my one friend, who we're going to call Ryan, I remember that one. Ryan is like, yo, dude, can I drive your golf cart? And Ryan is bigger than this kid, so the kid, just obliges because, I don't know if that's the right word, but he agrees just because, he's talking to the big kid. So he lets the kid drive his golf cart just around the circle, the little square playground, which is actually kind of big. I'm telling you, no one, it was secluded in the woods almost, so no one could really see it. So, he's riding around in his golf cart just hanging out. Alright, the kid's like, alright, get off, come back here. So he gets back, and he's like, yeah, no more. We're sitting there, doing our parkour, living it up. Me and the other kid, who I forgot what name I told you I was going to give him, we're just sitting there doing our parkour, and the other kid's like, yo, I'm going to go steal his golf cart again. And we're like, dude, he said no, you probably shouldn't do that. And he's like, nah, I'm going to go do it again. So he goes over, and he gets in his golf cart, and the little kid's like, dude, don't take my golf cart. I already said no. And he's like, what are you going to do about it, bleh? He's like one of those kids, he's a hard ass. And the guy's like, dude, I just don't take it. Don't be a douche. And he's like, and he takes it, drives it around, all that jazz, exactly what he said not to do. But at this point, we're all still chill. It's not, we're a 50. It's not, we're not 0 to 100 yet. So at this point, he drove it around, but he didn't do anything. He didn't cross the line. He just took his golf cart. It's not a big deal. So he comes back, he parks it. We're all sitting there, and he won't get out of the golf cart, but he has stopped driving it. So at this, like, he won't get out of it, but he's sitting in it, but he won't drive it. So he's like, all right, man, come over here. And he's like, why? And he's like, I don't want you in my golf cart. He's like, I'm not driving it. And he's like, I know. Like, he was doing that thing, you know, when you were a kid and your parents were like, don't touch your sister, and you'd be like right next to touching her, but you wouldn't do it. He was doing that shit. And he's like, dude, why do you care? And he gets up and he gets in this little kid's face, like he was a child, really. I mean, he was like fourth or fifth grade to our 6th or 7th grade. I don't remember. It was like a 2-year difference, and he had no business talking shit to this kid, obviously. So he's like, just get out of my golf cart, and he gets up in his face. And at this point, my other friend, the bigger friend, was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, relax, just get out of his fucking golf cart. And he was like, nah, bro, what's this punk trying to do? Blah, 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 talking shit. And just starts legitimately, like, chasing him around. Like, and like with death in his eyes. Like friend number whatever is chasing the little kid around. Like, quite scarily. And the kid's running for a bit. We're just kind of, like, witnessing in horror, like, what is happening. And then he gets a hold of him and starts choking him. No bullshit. Strangling a child. Like, I'm blowing a little bit out of proportion, but he had his hands around his neck and the kid couldn't breathe. Like, it was that serious. And he's like, dude, get off him, get off him. Like, my other friend is like, get off him, get on, what the hell are you doing? And he would not let go. So he just looks at him in the eyes, cocks back, punches him right in the nose once. He won't let go. He punches him again, won't let go. He punches him a third time, he just lets go. He just runs off behind a tree. And we're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, you were all big and badass a second ago. Like, what just happened? And we're like, yo, dude. Yeah, like, we're like, we calmed everyone down. We're asking what the hell goes on. He comes out from around the tree, and I shit you not, he had a knuckle imprint in his nose, like the size of a golf ball. And we're just like, like, we're just staring at this. Like, he's like, I think you broke my nose, man. And he's like, dude, I didn't want to do that. Like, he starts, like, right away, he starts pleading this case. Like, I didn't want to do that, but you wouldn't get off. He's like, I gotta call my mom. And then, like, he said, don't call my mom. That's what he said. And we took his phone from him, and we called his mom. And she shows up, first of all, she picks up. And we're like, Mrs. Stevenson. That's not his name. I'm making that up. Mrs. Stevenson, your son's hurt. You got to get to this park right away. She's like, oh, it was them backflips, wasn't it? I always told him that he was going to get hurt doing them backflips. And, like, she shows up. She thinks that he just, like, you know, tripped and hurt doing backflips. And she's so, like, we're gone at this point. We leave before she arrives because we know that the wrath is coming. So we bail. And I'm just sitting at home. I know what just happened, but nothing too serious. Or actually, I'm walking home. Shit, I'm forgetting key details. I'm walking home, and her minivan screeches to a halt right next to me. And I was like, hey, Miss Stevenson. And she's like, who did this? I was like, what? She goes, where do they live? I was like, which ones? She goes, all of them. Who jumped him? Like, she's convinced that a bunch of people beat the shit out of her son. Which, you know, it kind of did look like it. I'm telling you, it was bad. So, did he just use his animals at me, bro? You're lit. But anyways, so I tell her where the kid who punched lives, because obviously once she figures out the story, actually, I didn't snitch. I lied. I did not. She figured out it on her own. I'm sorry, I'm fucking this up. But yeah, they figured out on their own where he lived. So, that was the last I heard of the story for a bit. I'm just chilling at home, doing whatever, and I get a call from the kid who punched him. And he's like, yo, man, I was just wondering, where's your address? And I was like, what? He's like, what's your address, dude? And I was like, why? And he's like, oh, I just wanted to know. And he knew that if he told me the cops were involved, I wouldn't have told him because I was a scared little bitch. And I was like, why? He goes, dude, the cops need to know. Just tell me your address. And I was like, fuck. So I tell my address, and the cops show up. And they're like, all right, we're just trying to get the whole story here because right now we got a broken nose and we got to see who's paying for it. And I was like, fuck. So I had two sides to pick. I had to pick, like, if I was gonna, you know, be a bro and just, like, there was really no sides. The kid fucking was strangling a child, so obviously there was no side. But they were both my friends, right? So I couldn't rat. So the cops show up, and I had to write out this report. I didn't have to speak it. They actually made me physically write it. And then they asked me questions about it. I felt like I was in school. I was like, okay, so and-so took the golf cart. He's like, whose golf cart? I'm like, the guy's golfer. I already told you. I was like, and then he punched him. He's like, who punched who? I was like, you know who punched who. Like, I had to specify every little detail. It's the most annoying thing in the world. And at the end of this, I had to talk to what's-his-face's mom, which was the worst part, telling him, like, your son just strangled a child, and you are in the wrong here. So that was a difficult thing to say, but I was like, I told the story, like, so you're sure that this is what happened? I'm like, fam, yes, your kid went on a little crazy spree, but I think he's good now. And then after all that, we all went to school the next day. Homeboy had a bandage on his nose, but we were all friends, because at the end of the day, you know, even if you break your friend's nose for strangling a small child, you know, you're still bros at the end of the day, and that's what's important. I think if you're going to take any lesson out of this commentary, that's definitely what you need to take out of this. I don't think, yeah, I mean, that's about it, really. Like, it was just, at the time, that was the first time I've seen anyone get punched, and it looked hard as shit. Like, my one friend is a lot bigger than the other kid, and then he was a lot bigger than the small child whose golf cart he stole, so it was real as fuck. Like, it was just a real as fuck situation for everyone. But yeah, that was I guess the first time I saw someone get punched. That could be, no, I think the best time would be, that was seeing my friend break his nose. That'd probably be first time someone getting punched for sure. That's what I'm feeling. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Hart, you got any questions, bro? You think I left anything out?
I don't think you left anything out. It's just I'm still kind of surprised by the story myself.
Yeah,
it was gonna be a bit more low key, but like
no, it was all out there. It was a very weird experience.
I'm YOLOing pretty hard right now, so the secondary commentary, boys and girls, is not going to be on the highest.
Yeah, understandable. It was a weird time for all of us. I would imagine that not too many people have even followed that, because I found trouble finding it myself. But yeah, we are not going to play the rest of this out, because actually I might just like add in the last couple seconds of this game, because you guys got to see me beat this Wukong. But yeah, so I will outro the video then.
Alright, there has gotta be a bonfire close to here. Otherwise, I am fucked.
Alright guys, I just got done facing a triple defense Wukong, so that was super fun. Really glad that I played that one through. But if you did enjoy that short, I think it was short, I'm not sure how long that was, that short story from my childhood, even though I'm still technically a child. Well, I'm 18, but I'm still a child. Don't let anyone tell you anything differently. Then leave a like, and if you have, no, you know what, never mind, we'll save that for another day. It's been Trelli, guys. Hart was here, but he's lame.